The Casket Match. It's literally designed to be the craziest and most final way to end a feud. The rules are insane. You have to beat your opponent up, throw them in a giant casket, and slam the lid. We've seen some of the biggest legends in wrestling get stuffed in a casket, and it changes their entire career. It's the Undertaker's signature match, where he buries people for good. But I found one casket match with an ending so completely insane, it left literally everyone speechless. Today, we're not just watching a match. We are breaking down the rivalry, the chaos, and the one moment that made this the most shocking casket match of all time. This is the story of two literal giants about to crash into each other. It's a story of betrayal, insane mind games, and a battle for power that could only end in one of wrestling's most terrifying matches. This is the story of The Undertaker versus The Big Show at Survivor Series 2008, a night that gave a whole new meaning to a shocking ending. Number 1. A rivalry reborn in betrayal. For you to understand how massive this ending was, we have to go back. The Undertaker and Big Show were not new enemies. They were actually a team years ago called the Unholy Alliance. But by 2008, that was ancient history, and they had some serious personal drama. It all blew up on SmackDown, which was controlled by General Manager Vickie Guerrero. The Undertaker was a huge problem for Vickie, especially after his war with her husband, Edge. Vickie was desperate to get rid of the Phenom, so she needed a secret weapon. She found that weapon in the 7-foot, 400-pound Big Show. The moment that started everything was at the Unforgiven pay-per-view. Undertaker had Vickie trapped and was about to get his revenge. That's when Big Show, who everyone thought was Undertaker's friend, showed his true colors. He turned on the Undertaker, destroying him for Vickie. This wasn't just a simple turn. It was an absolute beatdown. Big Show used his insane size to just demolish a defenseless Undertaker, punching him over and over again until he was completely wiped out. The message was clear. Big Show was with Vickie, and Undertaker was his #1 target. This kicked off a bunch of insane and no mercy. Big Show did the impossible and knocked the Undertaker out cold, something almost nobody had ever done. But you can keep the dead man down. At Cyber Sunday, the fans voted for a Last Man Standing match, and Taker got his revenge, choking out Big Show with the Hell's Gate submission. The score was tied, but the war was just getting started. Since they were 1-1, they needed a tiebreaker. On SmackDown, Big Show challenged him to the ultimate match, a casket match at Survivor Series, the same event where The Undertaker debuted 18 years earlier. Taker accepted, and the stage was set for an absolutely massive showdown. Number 2, the psychological war. The weeks before Survivor Series were all mind games. Big Show was acting super cocky, like he wasn't afraid of anything. He literally laughed at The Undertaker's whole scary persona and the casket match itself. He said his size and power were the only things that mattered. He already knocked Taker out once, so he figured closing a box on him would be EA. But The Undertaker plays chess when everyone else is playing checkers. He doesn't just beat you. He gets in your head. On a Halloween episode of SmackDown, the Phenom had a casket match against Vickie Guerrero. Even with Big Show trying to interfere, Undertaker won his sending a terrifying message to Big Show. He was showing him exactly what was going to happen, forcing him to watch as someone else got sealed in the casket. On the very last SmackDown before the event, the mind games went to another level. The Undertaker came out and gave a chilling warning. He talked about the history of the match and what happens to anyone who challenges him in it. He then laid Big Show out flat on his back as a preview of what was coming. The lines were drawn. It was Big Show's raw power against the Undertaker's 500 IQ mind game. Number 3. The match and the unbelievable climax. On November 23rd, 2008, the energy in Boston's TD Bank North Garden was electric. When they brought that giant decorated casket to the ringside, you knew things were serious. This wasn't about winning by points. This was about complete and total domination. The second the bell rang, Big Show used his insane size to just throw the dead man around. For a while, it looked like his plan was actually working. He got Undertaker right to the edge of the ring, about to roll him into the casket. But then, the weirdest thing happened. Big Show just froze. He wouldn't touch the casket to close it. Maybe he was being cocky, or maybe he was scared. But that 1 second was all the Undertaker needed. The Phenom exploded back to life, and they started brawling all over the place in a completely wild moment. Undertaker got Big Show on the announcer's table and hit a massive leg drop, shattering the table and the Giants' momentum. It was a huge risk, but it worked. As the fight kept going, Big Show tried to run away up the entrance ramp. And this is where things got absolutely bizarre. All of a sudden, a wall of fire shot up from the stage, blocking Big Show's escape. The crowd was completely losing their minds. He had nowhere to go. Then, as the lights went dark, Undertaker's Druids appeared, slowly walking to the top of the ramp. But they were carrying a second casket. Nobody had ever seen this before. There was one casket at ringside, and now another one was standing straight up on the stage. The two giants fought right next to the standing casket. Big Show was clearly freaked out, but he was still fighting for his life. But the Undertaker was in his element. He summoned one last burst of energy and launched the world's largest athlete backward. Big Show crashed into the standing casket. It fell over with a huge slam, and the Undertaker slammed the lid shut, winning the match in one of the most unbelievable finishes anyone had ever seen. Number 4. The aftermath. That win at Survivor Series didn't just end a rivalry. It made a legend even bigger for The Undertaker. It proved again that he was the master of the casket match. He didn't just beat a giant. It looked like he summoned actual magic to do it. For the Big Show, it was complete and total humiliation. He was outsmarted and buried. The loss completely destroyed his deal with Vickie Guerrero and his chances at the WWE Championship. He was supposed to be the guy to solve the Undertaker problem, but he just became another victim. The feud was over, and there was absolutely no question who won. The Phenom didn't just win. He gave us one of the most creative and insane match endings in WWE history. And that is why the casket match between The Undertaker and Big Show at Survivor Series 2008 is still talked about today. It wasn't just the action. It was the storytelling, the mind games, and that jaw-dropping ending with the fire and the second casket that nobody saw coming. If you thought that was insane, do me a favor and smash that like button. Subscribe for more crazy dives into wrestling history, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Now I have to ask you, what do you think's the most shocking match ending of all time? Let me know your pick in the comments below right now. Thanks for watching!